Let's get down to business. Yeah, one more night.
Turn around and throw, and it's caught for a gain of about 6 for the first time. And look at the results, 63 points. Instead of being on the sideline, coming after him on first down, O'Connell's able to get it away. And it's caught by Hooper, who backpedals for a couple of extra yards. First down. And again, takes the handoff and fires it. Oh, what a pass. Output from that position for the win. Here's a 1st and 10. Fake the reverse, set up screen, and here they go with Jacoby Myers down to the 12-yard line. A fake, and oh, what a stick by Sneed, who's made a couple of plays down here on the last 3. In fact, more than that, it's 8:40 and counting on this drive as they attempt this short kick. And the kick is good. Lair from Kansas City backfield. Holmes looking deep and now goes underneath. It's caught short of the sticks.
Holmes uses his legs a lot in these situations.
Got a 3rd and 10. And they get another one on 3rd and long. This time it's Rice with the reception. Had a nice block from Noah Gray.
There we go. How'd Christmas go for you?
You know, I got concerts to Green Day.
Oh, hey now.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, how great is that?
Awesome.
You know. So I was watching this morning, watching a Green Day movie just to get myself in the mood. You know, gotta set the tone for February when it comes around.
No, where's the concert gonna be?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. Where are they playing?
I think they're just going like at Lincoln.
Oh, cool.
So they're playing since Bank Park or the Link.
Cool. Oh, that'll be a great time. I'm jealous, man.
Yeah, so that's what I got as a Christmas present.
Heck yeah.
My brother got tickets to Zach Bryan. I got tickets to Green Day.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so I think I got tickets to Green Day and something else. But I'm more excited about the Green Day because I was like, this is a concert I've been wanting to go to for 9 to 10 years by now.
Right, that is your crew right there.
That's my team, you know, the Oakland area kids.
Right, that is.
You know, I'm a country and a punk man at heart. What can I say?
That has your name written all over.
I like to rebel against society. What can I say?
Yeah, heck yeah. That'll give you hope and confidence for the future, young lad.
It's good living right there.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So, I was watching a bit of the Kansas and Raiders game a couple days ago.
You know that's how I spent my Christmas day, man.
I know we were pretty ecstatic about that in this household.
I personally cried tears of joy. Like I got I woke up Christmas morning, right? I got my tickets, whatever. I got all my goodies and didn't do stockings this year, which that's fine by me. But you know, after all the presents and everything, right? So I got that, got Green Day, and then was like, yeah, this good. I'm like, this is really great. But let's see what happens after 1 o'clock.
Right.
Okay, let's hold the punt. So I was thinking in my mind, like, because this can go really downhill if 1 o'clock does not go well.
Very quickly.
3 hours later, the Raiders beat the Kansas City Chiefs for the first time in like 3 years.
That's insane. 3 years?
Sorry to interrupt. Do you want any cheesy eggs, or are you?
Yeah, I'll have some cheesy eggs. Yeah, you're good. We're just my mom's off making some cheesy eggs.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
Yeah, so I'm chilling. You know, I went scoreboard watching all weekend long, and then I was like, all 6 things went my way, and now we just need to get the Chiefs.
That'll be the icing on the cake.
And the funny thing is, I'll talk a bit about this later on in the show, but Raiders still have a chance to win this division here.
Really?
They have a chance.
Crazy.
And you wouldn't have said that 3 weeks ago.
Right. I'm sure that Kansas City game helped immensely.
I think it went their playoff probability went from 10% to maybe 25, 30%. Like I'm like it's we still need some stuff to have like wild card. It's a very I'll lay out the scenario for the viewers later on, but that's a very straightforward way to win the division. That's straightforward. Wild card, it got a lot less complicated, but is still decently complicated for the next 2 weeks
Gotcha.
because we're only a game back in the wild card right now.
Oh, I didn't realize they were second in the West. Well, tied for
That's,
second, really.
that's my point. Like you look at the division, the scenario is simple for the division. They win the division if they win out and the Chiefs lose out. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's, at this rate, never say never. If Kansas City plays like they did like on Christmas Day, I'm not going to say it's frowned upon, because they didn't look good at all on Christmas Day, which I will get into.
Yeah, no, I even saw something not too long ago that like Pat Mahomes has like the most amount of losses he's ever had. He's had the most amount of interceptions, which I think was like at least 14 interceptions, the most that he's ever had. And it's like it's crazy. Like he's just tanking, which is honestly for everybody really great to see.
It's crazy. And then this whole wild, this whole that both I'll get into it also. Both playoff pictures look crazy right now. Right now both wild card spots, especially the NFC East. NFC
Yeah.
East and like this the whole deal because the everyone can get the 1 seed now. Like this is like for the NFC. The Eagles can get the 1 seed. Cowboys I think can get the 1 seed. Niners can get the 1 seed. I think if I had to bet, and then the Lions can still get the 1 seed. I don't know if the Cowboys can, but I know the Niners and Lions can get the 1 seed definitely.
Yeah, and then what I see the other day too, the Lions finally clinched at least a playoff spot for the
Yeah,
first
they
time.
won their division yesterday, or yeah, they won their division this weekend.
It was the first time since like 1993 or something
That
crazy
they
like
won their division. Yeah,
that is a long time. A
it's been a
long
while for them.
just a couple of years. I mean,
The memes kept on going. The memes kept on going, like the Eminem memes of like the whole NFC North I woke up to a slurry of memes on TikTok about the Lions clinching the NFC North.
let's face it, that was like 7 years before we were even born. Like
Yes,
that was a long time before we were even
it's
around.
been a long. They've been to the playoffs with all those Calvin Johnson guys, but like, bruh, never won that division with Matthew Stafford.
Right. Stafford was kind of a foul guy. Poor little dude. Couldn't get anything done. But they're bigger, they're better. And my Patriots, see, Sunday, I was expecting Sunday to be the best betting day that I've ever had in my lifetime because I made a bet where I needed the Cowboys to win, I needed the Texans to win, and then I bet on the spread for the Broncos. The Texans lost, the Cowboys lost, and um the spread for the Broncos did not go as planned. So what a waste of $50. What an absolute waste of $50. But if I won, I would have won for like 456. So that would have been a nice payout.
Yeah, that would have been a good payout. I'm waiting to get my card eventually, hopefully soon in the mail again for my new bank account because I had to change my bank account because I
Then,
think because DraftKings my sports book sort of screwed me over in my bank account, so
oh
I
no.
had to get a whole new bank account.
Oh geez.
Yeah, like it went into my negatives.
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. So I just closed the account and I opened a new account and then I'm like gonna probably switch sports books.
Nice. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Just
I'm probably gonna try to go. I'm gonna try to get. I need to get my social security number and do all the sign up. But I'm sorry. I'm gonna probably go switch to ESPN bet.
there you go. Yeah, I know there's a lot of them out there nowadays in terms of that. There's I think Barstool's coming out with one.
Oh, Barstool's coming out with one.
Yeah, I think it's a very small amount of states that they're in currently, but I know they're growing it. Um, Here, let me see where Barstool Betting is. Because at least at one point they were. I can look it up later. I can send it to you. But yeah, I think it was like Barstool Betting or whatever it was, but it's coming eventually. If it's
Yeah,
not,
there you go. Yeah, yeah. Because I've done others. Like I signed up for others. I think I've tried to. I'm in the process of trying to sign up for Caesars, sort of to get like a substitute because ESPN's being ESPN Bet. I just tried to sign that for Christmas up, and it's being very difficult signing up for that one in particular. So I'm pivoting sports books right now, and I'm gonna once my card gets back in the mail, because it feels like I've been waiting like weeks for that to happen, to email me that. I'm gonna probably sign up and go back. I'm gonna probably switch to BetMGM
that's been getting huge, absolutely insane.
because I've not signed up for it. I'm just need to put together my SSN number, but once I've put that in and I get my card, I'll be all set. So that's probably what the new sports book I'm probably gonna try out because DraftKings sort of like I've had no problem with DraftKings until like just recently. So I'm gonna switch books.
That's crazy, yeah. Because normally Sports King DraftKings has been one of the top ones, but that's actually good to know in mine.
So
So
yeah, it's some issues with the bank account. So therefore, like yeah, and then I eventually was able to get it back all my money, but like it was bad originally. Like I was in the negatives, my
yeah,
balance, and then I fixed it and I complained to the sports book about it, and I'm now back up to like 1,300 in my bank account.
nice.
So we're back to square one, which
Back to
I'll take that as a win because it was at like negative $500 because of the stupid errors that's the book thing. Like I complained about them about they issued my refund eventually, but then I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna just switch betting and then just take a break while my new card's in the mail because I can activate it anytime, but I'm like, there's no rush.
right. Yeah, so yeah, it's interesting things going on in the betting world.
Yeah.
What's the how do you feel about the Raiders and Indy game coming up?
That is going to basically be a playoff game. So if anyone does not know what the playoff picture looks like right now, essentially, the wild card, the Colts or Indy is in. I think they are in the playoff picture. They are also one of the teams fighting for that wild card spot right now. And if the funny thing is the statistics are crazy. So like if the Raiders lose a game, their playoff chances go to like maybe 5%, near zero. Like we were almost dead in the water before we beat the Chiefs yesterday. Like we needed that game desperately for our playoff chances. And I would say that right now it's the way that it's sort of structuring out because I think right now they're both like going to be wild card teams or like can be competing for wild card spots. So right now the seventh seed in the East or seventh seed in the AFC is 8-7, and they are going to play the Raiders next week, and they're the last seed because the Bills are 9-6 and they are in the sixth seed right now. And then the Texans are 8-7 as well, and then Bengals are 8-7 as well. Steelers are 8-7 as well, and then Raiders are sitting there at 7-8, and then the Broncos are still alive at 7-8. But I don't think Broncos are gonna do anything. But this is the crazy thing, right? So if they beat Indianapolis, right?
Yeah.
Because they beat Kansas City, their playoff chances go from 12 to 33% if they win next week. That's how big the game is, right? But if they lose against Indianapolis next week, the Raiders, their playoff chances are less than 1%. So you can go. So depending on how it goes next game, you either can go from 33% to almost zero. So it's gonna be essentially a playoff game. That's how big that's why everyone was like, why are you so happy about the Christmas day? And I was blasting it all over my Instagram stories. So if you were on Instagram that day, you know what I'm talking about. I put so many memes on my story. It was insane. But the reason why I did that was because it was such a big game then. Because basically, I look at it as like if you're a Raiders fan right here, you're dead in the water, basically. You're like about to set your grave and you're about to go to the tombstone for like next 9 months, 7 months. And then now it's like you're popping up. You're not fully out of the tombstone, but you got like a leg or a half, you got a leg or a half or a head popping off on Halloween, and you're like, someone's home. So it's more of like, so that's sort of the best analogy I get is like, if that's gonna be how big that game is. It's basically be a playoff game because it's gonna be different between 33% chance to make it and zero, or almost zero. They have less than 1% chance, but I'm gonna say that's zero at that point.
Yeah.
So that's how big that game's gonna be on. I think that's game's on Sunday.
And it's games like that that really make football and really make it that much more exciting, especially if you come out on top too. Like that makes it.
And yeah, and after beating the Chiefs, I'm like, I was nervous about the Colts, but now I'm like,
we got this in the bag.
so it's like I'm like, it would be horrible if we beat the Chiefs on Christmas Day and then follow this up with almost a New Year's Eve L,
Right. Sarah, I even saw too some replays that one of your defensive guys, this is like the second game in a row where he had like a pick six.
Yeah, the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
He had 2 picks in a row. He got picked off twice. And the Raiders ended up, I think, having like 2 defensive touchdowns that time.
yeah, they had
Mahomes played.
he
I
looked like
love that. I love that we got to see that version of Mahomes because I've never seen that version of Mahomes ever when I was playing when the Raiders
he
were
looked
playing.
like a living garbage can.
He did. He looked like complete trash.
Full of crap.
No offense to Mahomes. I'm sure Brittany is having a day with him.
Right. Well, I was gonna say the only thing he might catch at this point is maybe Taylor Swift, but I don't know. I don't know if he's
I know what I've heard over the internet. Brittany and Taylor are these. I don't know. I don't know. There's some sort of mingling over there because of Travis and Mahomes.
yeah, some double dates going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's sort of what's been going on in the NFL. So there's just so many scenarios where everyone's alive. Like, bruh, the Broncos are mathematically alive. They won't get in, but like, they play the Chargers this week. They're 7-8. Like, Steelers are 8-7. Bengals are 8-7. Texans are 8-7. Colts are 8-7 in the 7th seed right now. And then 9-6 Bills. Bills are going to get in. So it's really going to be like 4 teams going for one spot, essentially. That's sort of the way I sort of look at the playoff picture right now, which is going to be fun for AFC. And then NFC, that's a whole can of worms where, like, I think this is the way I look at it is like, I think the AFC, it's interesting to see who gets in. And then for the NFC, it's more interesting to see who gets the 1, 2, 3 seed, right? Because they're all right there. The Niners, the Detroit Lions, Eagles, and even the Cowboys I think are. I don't think the Cowboys can get it, but
they don't need to get in.
Up there. They can.
They don't need to get in. They don't deserve it.
Yeah. I don't want to ruin that Cowboy fan base, man.
Yeah, they're a whole new world. They are a whole new world. Then I saw
us. That's saying something.
Yeah, and do that fact. Fly Eagles Fly from last week. They won last week too, so go roll birds.
Exactly. That's sort of what I'm saying. And that's gonna be the interesting part when it comes to what's gonna happen on this playoff situation. It's gonna be a fun 2 weeks. That's what I'm gonna say. It's gonna be a fun 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I was talking to some guys earlier in the week. It's kind of sad that the season's basically almost done already.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dang, that flew by quick.
It does. It does. I'm like,
yeah, like I said, we only have a couple weeks left of the regular season, and then of course we got playoffs, and playoffs go by in a blink of an eye.
yeah.
And then we know we got to wait all over again. It's like, come on.
It happens. At least you got a month and a half left more of this, basically.
Yeah, yes, got to enjoy it while we can. And then my Patriots are 4-11. We beat the mighty Broncos last week, a couple nights ago, um, on Christmas night. So we were thrilled. We beat them by a field goal in the last couple seconds. So that was one where I was betting on us losing by a long shot, and we ended up doing good. So winner, winner, chicken dinner.
That's all part of that's all part of the thing. So that's where the NFL is going to get very interesting. And
All
then
right. We think we know something, and then bada bing, bada boom. Drastically changes.
exactly, yeah, yeah, and we got more stuff going on than New Year's Eve and everything. So
Yes, it'll be.
I think before we leave, let me check the dates of that game. But because I know trying to see because I think before next time we meet, I think the college football playoff games will be happening.
Oh, nice.
The
Okay.
CFP. I think those games are on New Year's Day. Um, yeah, I think those games are on New Year's Day, so that's gonna be a fun game. And anyone who does not know who's in it, essentially, it's gonna be the Texas Longhorns. It's the Texas Longhorns. It's gonna be the Alabama Crimson Tide, and then who beat Georgia in the SEC title game, and then it's gonna be Washington, and then there'll be team that looks. Then there's gonna be the number one team that looks really really good. So it's that's gonna be a fun. I feel like that's gonna be more entertaining playoffs than I've seen in a while.
Yeah. And I think there was just one game where I heard it was like one of the Texas teams against SMU,
Yeah,
and the Texas fans like drank so much beer that they ended up running out of beer by the end of the game. And I'm like that must be nice. Such a Texas thing, like taking all the beer away from the other kids.
yeah, exactly. Like I'm looking at this and like it's December 17th, right? December 27th right now. Like we don't have any bowl games today. So anyone who wants to check the sports book, do not go ahead and look for a college football game. There is none today.
Right.
But tomorrow, Thursday, there's two good games. You got well, yeah, there's a couple good games, but you got Boston College versus number 24 SMU. It's gonna
Mm,
start the day at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So you gotta wake up early. You gotta wake up early, no sleeping in. You're taking your vacation days that you're already using for the holidays. You're gonna sit down there and bet on some football at 11 a.m.
right. And that's at Fenway too, right down the road. So
Exactly. Exactly. I think that's in the Fenway Bowl or the Fenway series. Yeah,
hey,
it's
hey,
exactly called the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. It's a
hey, heck
bowl.
yeah. Such sweatshirt I got on right now.
Exactly. Then following that, you got 2:15. You have Miami and Rutgers, which should be interesting. Rutgers finally going to a bowl game and finally being competitive in this Big Ten East. And they're
After
actually favored to win over Miami.
really,
2.5 point favorites right now, according to ESPN.
that's shocking.
So if anyone wants to bet that, that's that. And then 5:45 for a third game of the day of the triple header. It's a quadruple header. So this is the third game. You got 5:45, you got number 18 NC State versus number 25 Kansas State.
That's
I
gonna be
think
good.
Kansas State being 2-point favorites there.
Wow, that's gonna be fun.
And then this is the game. This is one of the games I'm looking forward to because I love. Everyone knows that Pac-12 football. That's my conference, baby. That's my conference. So you got number 14 Arizona, and you got number 12 Oklahoma play each other at 9:15 as the nightcapper of the quadruple header.
Ooh,
There's a lot of good games, and Clemson plays on Friday, but so like that's just the slate tomorrow. Those are the four games tomorrow. So SMU, Boston College, Miami, Rutgers, number 18 NC State, and number 25 Kansas State, 14 Arizona, number 12 Oklahoma. That's your slate for tomorrow. I'm
that
excited.
that's gonna be a lot of. This is gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of fun times for sure. So we
It's not Thursday anyway.
right. I'm always thirsty. Give me some lemonade up in that vodka, and we'll be good to go. We got
There you go. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
we
What's
got
the
football
point
to
of
cheer every
having? I can't drink lemonade straight anymore. It has to be with designed with some alcohol.
right. And as we all know, when it comes with involved with that, the best is truly yet to come.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. So that's gonna be looking like the college football slate for Thursday and Friday.
Heck yeah.
That's what you look like for the rest of the week. I'm kind of excited for that.
For sure. So we've all got our work slated out for us. We got it all
Yeah.
cut out nice and evenly. And yeah, we gotta like to get excited for ahead.
Yeah, yeah. And then you got number 9, you got Oregon State and Notre Dame on Friday too. And then this is the game I want to watch on Friday. I am canceling all plans. If you want to hang out with me, if anyone around Philadelphia wants to find me on Friday night, bruh, I'm either gonna be at a bar or at my own house drinking, watching the Cotton Bowl. The
Okay.
Cotton Bowl's this Friday.
The Cotton Bowl.
Number 7 Ohio State versus number 9 Missouri.
Oh my God.
Missouri's only lost twice all year, and one of them was to Georgia.
Oh my God. Only twice.
Yeah, 11-1 Ohio State, whose only loss is to Michigan, and number 7 and 10-2 Missouri, whose only losses were to Georgia, of course, and they were to LSU. Yeah, so they lost to LSU in October by 10 at home, and then they lost to Georgia by 9 on the road. And those are their only 2 losses for the year. Which I'm like that's a good team. That's a good football team. I think I'm picking Missouri to win that game because I saw what Ohio State was. Like, it depends on what Ohio State you get. The team that beat Penn State or the team that lost to Michigan. Because you have to forget, they have not played since they lost to Michigan. You know, that was the last game. That's how much time they've had off to prepare for this.
Oh yeah, that's a while. That's a
That's a long time to wait. And then Missouri's not any better, but like when you lose to Georgia by 9 and you lose another game by another single digits to another ranked team, like
right.
Okay, I know everyone was like asking, is Missouri for real this year? I'm like, they're a solid football team. If it wasn't for Georgia, they would have ran with the SEC East. If it wasn't for Georgia, they would have ran their way all the way through the SEC.
Yeah.
And they would have probably lost to Bama in the SEC title game, but that's splitting hairs at that point.
Yeah, it's nice to see that the score with Georgia and the score with LSU was still like really, really close. Like within like almost a touchdown or maybe a touchdown, a field goal at most. Like
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Missouri's on the rise, I think. I think Missouri's going to be on the rise. They have a good football program. I like the coach a lot. Their quarterback is solid. Not Heisman caliber, but he's a stabilizer. They have enough receivers. Their receiving core is insane. I think that they have a lot of good talent coming back next year. I would like for them to compete for the SEC East title. That's how much talent I think they have.
That's good to know. That's nice to see that they're really, really getting somewhere in a positive direction rather than a negative one.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're coming out with a good recruiting class too.
Sweet. That's where really the icing is really made on that cake is, how many good guys can you get on that roster to really help support everybody else. And it's good to see that they're starting to figure out that game, which is definitely a huge game in itself too.
Exactly. The Cotton Bowl, for God's sake.
The freaking Cotton Bowl.
Exactly. Yeah, and then I think we got the Holiday Bowl. Yeah, so so there's a lot of good games this weekend, starting tomorrow, and it's gonna be exciting. This is what the holidays is all about. Sit down, talk sports, watch football, and watch all these bowl games because bowl games are the greatest thing on earth.
Right. They're the true gift sent from God.
They are my favorite thing on earth. I could sit down and watch it all day and get a few brewskis. I'm good.
Now I know what Max's priorities are, which is great.
Yeah, up there is also getting a job, but holiday season, it's always tough.
Football, job, everything else.
Now you understand how I live. And I'll call up there too, but it's all good.
It's all good. So,
That's where I'm thinking about what I think about a lot of these games. I think that game, I'm excited for that Ohio State Missouri game. I think that could be one of the better ones on the slate.
yeah, that'll be fun one. That'll be definitely one of the top three ones to watch for sure.
Yeah, what is anything anything going on? Ohtani, right? Ohtani went to Dodgers since last time we chatted, right?
Yeah, so there was Yatani, he went there, had like it's like a seven was like a $700 million deal. And then there was another major pitcher where he got a very similar deal as well. And so the Dodgers are literally just like a vacuum right now, sucking up all the good players and taking them away from everybody.
I hate it.
Um,
I
but
hate it so much.
oh, it's awful, awful, awful. But the way they structured Yatani's contract is the first, I think was, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, the first 6 years or so, he's gonna make very little of it, and then the last like 4 or 5 years, he's gonna make like the bulk of that 700 million, which is actually kind of good. So that way, like it allows the Dodgers to continue to spend now. So by the time they get to that last, 4 years of Yatani's contract, they already made more than they invested into him. So it'd be well worth them, potentially well worth the money. Um, so yeah, the Dodgers are spending like crazy, and the Red Sox are not spending anything. So I'm sure my boy John Henry got a nice big lump of coal for Christmas, and of course he's just gonna fuel his own house with the coal and not spend that coal on anything else. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff going around for sure.
Yeah, I'm truthfully excited about this. This is gonna be a lot. There's a lot of sports in the world. This is why I love the end of December. It's the holiday season. I haven't even gone through it, and I've watched so little Christmas episodes because there's been so many good sporting events on this year.
Yeah, we've got football right now. We've got hockey. We've got basketball. We've got the MLB off season going on with all these different, trades and, all these guys being picked up. So, yeah, there's a lot going on in the mix that I'm sure we don't even know about yet. So,
Yeah, there's probably some deals going on, cutting down right now.
without further ado, we got about 7.5 minutes left
Yeah,
before the clock runs out. Any last big things you want to mention?
I think this is as I say, I'm going back to the NFL playoff picture. I think there's a few teams that I feel like you just don't want to see play the way you can play, they're playing right now when it comes to the playoffs. Like if these are I'm going to talk about some teams that I think are like not necessarily wild card teams right now. Like they're not in the playoff picture right now, but like they're on the outside looking in. It's like they're in the picture, but they're not, they don't have a seed right now if the season ended today.
Yeah.
I think the people that I do not want to see in the playoffs, though, based off how they're playing, is I would say the Raiders. I wouldn't want to play. I wouldn't want to play the Niners. I wouldn't want to play the Lions right now. That's what it was. I think that would be a bad one. Was if we played the line, if anyone played the Lions right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm like when I look at the picture, I think the AFC looks a lot stronger than the NFC. Besides like the besides the top three teams. Outside the Eagles, Niners, and Lions, I think the rest of the great teams are in the AFC.
Heck yeah.
I think the AFC is a lot more deeper conference than the NFC this year. And I'm going to be excited to see sort of what happens when it pertains to who gets in, how they get in. The whole world should be watching that Las Vegas Colts game because Colts are right now the 7th seed and the Raiders are right now the 11th seed. But if they win that game, their chances to go to the playoffs go up to 40%.
Yeah.
So it's as I say, it's basically a playoff game for both teams. And if the Colts lose against the Raiders, they go to 24%. And if they win, they go to 70%. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's going to be if I had to pick one game on the schedule that I have to pick and you have to sit down and watch this upcoming weekend, would probably be the Colts Raiders game because it's going to essentially be a de facto playoff game, in my opinion. I think whoever gets in, I'm not saying you're guaranteed to win, not guaranteed to go to the playoffs. I think if the Colts win, I think they'll not clinch a playoff spot, but they'll close it eventually in the next few weeks. If the Raiders win, they'll be kicking alive and they'll go from a laughing stock to a serious at least contender when it pertains to getting a playoff spot. I don't know if they'll advance like far into the playoffs, but at least getting a spot and getting there, I think they'll seriously have some rambling there. And they look really good. Both teams look really good, so I'm excited to see what happens on Sunday. That's what the one game I would pick.
Yeah, and their defense, for the Raiders, has gotten a lot better the last few weeks. I personally think like seeing that defense like rocking the way it has been, it's like, oh man, it's gotten fun. It's gotten a lot of fun.
That coach needs to get the full-time gig. Like objectively speaking, that defense looks as good as it does ever, and that offense just looks more dynamic.
Yeah,
I would admit O'Connell didn't actually have a good game on a couple days ago on Monday, but he did well enough where the defense would look so good that it just made him look good. Because I don't think he had 100 yards passing against the Chiefs.
Right. So that's the name of the game. The offense wins games and the defense wins championships, and that was their time to shine.
Yeah. So that's probably my final thoughts when it pertains to the NFL and what I would say if you had to watch only one game and the rest you had to spend time with your family for this holiday season because everyone loves their family. You need to have Sunday ticket or you need to be in a local broadcasting station or YouTube TV and find a way to watch that Raiders Niners game because that's essentially going to be a Raiders Colts game because that's essentially going to be a playoff game.
That right. So way to spend a Sunday right there.
Any last thoughts, Jason, on what do you think about anything that's going on in the sports world?
You crushed it. Yeah. That was the big thing I want to talk about was the Raiders. The Patriots beat the Broncos, even though we're not going anywhere. And
I woke up this morning and I saw the Broncos are still mathematically alive. And I'm like,
right.
Like, okay. Like, okay.
How
a miracle would need to fall. It would be a miracle if the Raiders get in. Well, before yesterday, it would have been a miracle. But the Broncos country needs like a day like the Raiders had this weekend where everyone just ended up losing and then they ended up winning.
Right. That's the way to do it. But without further ado,
on the Broncos right now.
What's that?
That's my opinion on the Broncos right now. I think they have some good receivers. I just don't think I don't think they're fully there yet.
Right. They're
not there yet.
Russell Wilson ain't Russell Wilsoning.
Wilson's been playing better though. I'll give him credit for that. Compared to last year, he's played so much better this year than last year.
Yeah. Now he's got to get him to tip-top shape and see what happens from there.
Yeah, that's where I would say my ending of this conclusion of this episode is.
Sweet. Well, when nights were old and days were old and outhouses weren't invented, that's when the Foul Ball podcast came in and fixed literally everything. Without further ado, I think we all got about a minute and a half left, so we'll wrap it up here and then we'll talk to you in a little bit.
Same here. We'll talk to you all in a little bit.
Very nice.
Go for Isaiah.
Tyreek Hill? No, it's Pacheco.
And now he's going to fake it to Mahomes. Pacheco trying to find it. He does. Touchdown. Found the end zone on the fake reverse.
And using it, and boy, Was that a great design play? Pacheco showing off the little dance recital move.
Well, you want to try.
The weather outside is right.
I had you more like Dean Martin.
A lot like Dean Martin.
There's 3rd and 7. Trying to get the edge. Going to be a couple yards short. That was Abdullah. Look at this. Ball's on the ground. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by the Raiders. Do they have a touchdown with Nichols? Carlson for the extra point. Most points off turnovers last week by a team in 10 years. And look at this little gap. Yeah, this is another play going wrong.
We've seen this so many times in football today. Little chip shot thing.
Mahomes throws, and he's picked off. And this one's going back for a touchdown. 2 snaps, 2 defensive touchdowns, and it's Jack Jones who had a pick 6 last week.
Antonio Pierce, the head coach, coached this guy in high school, at Long Beach Poly, and at Arizona State. And boy, what a great decision to bring him in.
You're not kidding. 2 touchdowns in 7 seconds.
Wow, and that's the 13th.
They fake the snap to the quarterback, go to the up back, and it is he across? It's Brandon Bolden has the football. Yes, it is. He's got the 2.
Cat with Bolden, and this is a new way to do Wildcat. And what a great extra effort. That was, ooh.
I think he's across.
I think so too, but it was